Right guys, so I just wanted to do a quick video on how an internal gear pump works, because I've got one to hand and I thought it'd be good to take it apart and have a look what's inside. So these are the two halves. We're going to focus on the bottom half. The top half just acts as a top plate with a few vanes. So I'll move that to the side, and here we have it. So we have a main spindle that's going to be connected to our electric motor or whatever else. And then we have the base plate, and then these two gears. So the key thing about this base plate is that we have an inflow and an outflow. This is just the main bushing for the shaft that it seats in. And then also we have this little raised portion. So we have vanes coming in near the intake and outflow, but we have this raised bit here. Now you're going to see what's going to happen to that is when we put this external gear in, you can see that the seat round, it just seats on that little ledge, and we still have that raised ledge. Okay, and now we put this smaller one in. Right, so now that input shaft's in, and also that central gear. So if we notice that we still have that ledge there, and that's going to be a key part. So our inflow is just below here, and our outflow is just below here. So we would have fluid flowing in here, and what we can see is, hopefully I can show this to you, but as this spindle spins like this, can you see on this side we have the gears going from being meshed fully to becoming less and less meshed. So this is the inflow side, and what happens is if you watch this space here, and you can see it gets bigger. Now when we have an increase in space, that's going to lead to a vacuum or negative pressure, and that slight bit of negative pressure is going to draw the fluid up into these sections, up into these gaps between the meshed gears. Now as the pump keeps rotating, now any fluid that was in this pocket that got drawn up is now sitting above that raised portion. And what that does is it means that there's obviously the top plate on top of it up here, and the bottom ledge, which is stopping it from flowing back into the inflow. So there's a pocket of trapped fluid here, which is getting moved around. As the spindle keeps spinning, it passes over that ledge, and now it can flow into the bottom vane, into the vane below this section, where the outflow is. Now as we keep turning it, you can see this pocket is now getting smaller as the gears are meshing. So that pushes the fluid outwards and down, and if I flip this over, you can see it's going to be forced down and in and out of this outflow. So if we just run through that again, you can see that the gears mesh here, they open up here, drawing up fluid from the intake. As it goes round, we get these trapped pockets on this ledge, and then as the gears mesh back again, it forces the fluid down and then out of the outflow. So that's the basic premise of an internal gear pump.